Students, in this video, I am going to discuss Cauchy's mean value theorem. So the statement is, let f and g be two functions defined on closed interval AB such that first condition f and g are continuous in closed interval AB. F and g are derivable in open interval AB. Third condition is g dash x is non-zero. That means derivative of x is non-zero in open interval AB at every point. Then there exists at least one point C in open interval AB such that FB minus FA divided by GB minus GA is equal to F dash C divided by G dash C. Here important thing is that here we have two functions f and g. However, in Raleigh's theorem and Lagrange's theorem we have only one function. Fine. So here we have two functions. Both are continuous in closed interval, both are derivable in this, and g dash x is non-zero. That means derivative of g is non-zero in this open interval AB. Then we have this condition. So now proof. So first condition number third implies, that means this condition implies that GB minus GA is non-zero. How? Suppose this condition not holds. कंडीशन नंबर 3 ये कहती है कि GB माइनस जी ए नॉन जीरो होना चाहिए. मान लिया नहीं है, दैट मीन्स GB माइनस जी ए इज जीरो. सपोज सो फॉर इफ GB माइनस जी ए इज जीरो, तब क्या होगा? देन वी हैव GB इज इक्वल टू जी ए. So when GB is equal to GA, then what we have conditions for G? G is continuous, G is derivable, and GB is equal to GA. That means all the three conditions of Raleigh's theorem are satisfied by G. तो G जो है वो Raleigh's theorem की तीनों condition satisfy करता है. Continuous भी है, derivable भी है, and GB is equal to GA. Then by Raleigh's theorem, there exists. Then consequently there is some x in AB such for which g dash x will be 0. That means there exists a point in the open interval AB such that g dash x is 0, which is the contradiction of third, because third says that g dash x is non-zero for every point in this open interval, but here we have concluded that there exists a point in this open interval for which g dash x is 0. So that's why this is a contradiction of third, and hence we can say that GB minus GA is non-zero. That means this condition holds. So that's why third condition implies GB minus GA is non-zero for every x. For every x. Fine. So there is no such point for which we are having equal to 0. That means for all x in this open interval AB, we have GB minus GA is non-zero. Fine. Now, what is our aim? Our aim is to show that this condition holds. So suppose with the help of these two functions, let us construct another function phi. Phi is again the linear combination of f and g. So function is fx plus agx for all x belongs to closed interval AB, where a is a constant to be chosen suitably. Fine. So now here, first condition, phi is continuous in closed interval AB. Why? Because f and g both are continuous in closed interval AB, so their linear sum will be continuous. Hence phi is continuous. Similarly, f and g both are derivable, so their linear sum is also a derivable function. So that's why phi is derivable in open interval AB, as f and g are derivable in open interval AB. Third condition, since A is to be selected, that's why we will select A in such a way that phi A is equal to phi B. So we will select A in such a way that phi of A is equal to phi of B. What is phi of A? Put x is equal to A here. So we get f of A plus AGA is equals to phi of B, which is FB plus AGB. From here we can find capital A. So A is minus FB minus FA divided by GB minus GA. This. Fine. So now A is this. So we can substitute this A here. Now phi satisfies all the three properties of Raleigh's theorem. Phi is continuous, phi is derivable, and phi A is equal to phi B. So phi satisfies all the three conditions of Raleigh's theorem. So that's why there exists some point C in the open interval AB such that phi dash C is equals to 0. Phi dash C means f dash C plus A, G dash C is equal to 0. So A is minus f dash C divided by G dash C. Now substitute the value of A. So we have, this is equals to, what is A? A is minus f of B minus f of A divided by G of B minus G of A. This is A, which is equals to minus f dash C divided by G dash C. So now minus is cancelled out with minus, so we get this result. Fine. Now here is, so this is the proof of the Cauchy mean value theorem. Now here, if gx is equal to x, this function for all x in the closed interval hai. So then what will be the statement now? Fb minus fa divided by gb. Gb according to this will be b minus a, this, which is equals to f dash c divided by g dash c. So if you differentiate this function, you will get 1. So here we get 1. So that's why we get this. And this is nothing but Lagrange's mean value theorem. Fine. So we can say that Cauchy mean value theorem is basically the generalization of Lagrange's mean value theorem. तो Lagrange's mean value theorem specific case है Cauchy mean value theorem का. So Cauchy mean value theorem generalized version है Lagrange's mean value theorem का. Fine. Now another form of the statement. This is another form of Cauchy mean value theorem in the terms of parameter theta. If you remember Raleigh's theorem, we are also having a theta in Raleigh's theorem. Similarly here, we can also use theta to write this statement. So if two functions f and g defined on the closed interval a to a plus h are continuous in this interval, derivable in open interval a to a plus h, and g dash x is non-zero for any x in the open interval a to a plus h, then there exists at least one real number theta belongs to 0, 1 such that f of a plus h minus f of a divided by g a plus h minus g a is equals to f dash a plus theta h divided by g dash a plus theta h. So we have basically replaced this c by a plus theta h. B is replaced by a plus h and a is equal to a, and theta is in between 0 and 1. Fine. So this is the another form of this Cauchy mean value theorem. Now the geometrical interpretation. Geometrically we have this in Cauchy mean value theorem. So if you multiply this g dash c in the left hand side, so we get this multiply by g dash c is equals to f dash c. That means the slope of the function f at point c and the slope of the function g at point c, they are parallel to each other because this is the constant value. So this is, they are parallel to each other. Fine. So this is the meaning. So geometrically, hence there is an ordinate x equal to c between x equal to a and x equal to b, where the tangents at this point cuts the graph fx, and this graph, this function and this function are mutually parallel. So f और ये जो नया फंक्शन है, ये दोनों एक दूसरे के पैरेलल होंगे. टेंजेंट, इनके जो टेंजेंट हैं, दे विल बी पैरेलल. ठीक. Now we have another mean value theorem known as generalized mean value theorem. Generalized mean value theorem. Statement is In this generalized mean value theorem, basically we have three functions, f, g and h. In Rolle's theorem we have single function. In Lagrange's we have single function. In Cauchy we are having two functions. But in generalized mean value theorem we have three functions, f, g and h. Fine. So if three functions f, g and h defined on the closed interval ab are continuous in closed interval ab, derivable in open interval ab, then there exists a real number c in the open interval ab such that the determinant, this determinant is equal to 0. Determinant is f dash c, g dash c, h dash c, that means derivative term. Then f, g and h at point A. This row is fa, ga, ha. Third row is fb, gb, hb is equal to 0. तो पहली रो डेरिवेटिव की है एट पॉइंट सी, सेकेंड रो है एफ जी एच है एट पॉइंट ए पर इवेलुएटेड, सेकेंड रो में एफ जी एच है एट पॉइंट बी पर. द दिस डिटर्मिनेंट विल बी 0. ये हमें प्रूफ करना है. फाइन. सो नाउ हियर वी हैव थ्री फंक्शंस. So that's why consider the function phi on AB defined by this determinant, where f dash c is replaced by fx, g dash c is replaced by gx and h dash c is replaced by hx. Second row is as it is same, third row is as it is same. So this is our choice. Now why we have taken this? Because if you open this determinant, what you will have? You will have fx, then the determinant of this part, which is nothing but a constant, so denoted by a. Then we will select gx and then determinant of f of this and this. ये ऐसे ही करते हैं ना, इसको हटाएंगे तो ये वाला लेंगे और ये लेंगे. Again we will get a constant b. Third is hx. When you take hx, so we will select this part. This is again gives you a constant, so we will take c. So basically phi x can be written as afx plus bgx plus chx, and this is nothing but a linear combination of f, g and h, where a, b, c are constants. तो अगेन हमने फंक्शन को लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन ही सेलेक्ट किया है, बट इसको ऐसे ना लिख के हमने डिटर्मिनेंट की फॉर्म में लिखा है. फाइन. क्लियर. सो दिस एंड दिस ऑल बोथ आर इक्विवेलेंट टू ईच अदर. नाउ अब हमें वही क्या करना है, हमें वी हैव टू यूज Rolle's theorem. So phi is basically continuous, phi is also derivable due to this, and now ABC is selected in such a way that phi of A is equal to phi of B. Fine. So since each of the function fgh is continuous on this and derivable on open interval, so phi is also continuous and derivable, and again phi of A is equal to phi of B. कैसे? Here if you will see, if you put here phi of A here A, तो क्या होगा? f of A, g of A, h of A, और क्योंकि सेकेंड रो भी एज इट इज वही है, रिपीट हो जाएंगी, so that's why the determinant will be 0. Similarly when you calculate phi of B, then what you will have? So here we can say that phi of A will be 0, phi of B will be 0. B रखेंगे तो क्या होगा? FB, GB, HB, and FB, GB, HB first or third as it is same row, that's why again 0. And since both are 0, so we can say that phi of A is equals to phi of B. Fine. So here is this. So again phi of A is equal to phi of B, because two rows becomes identical when x equal to A or x equal to B. तो तीनों प्रॉपर्टीज होगी, phi is continuous and derivable and phi of A equal to phi of B. Then by Rolle's theorem there exists a point C in the open interval AB such that phi dash C is equal to 0. Phi dash C means A f dash C plus B G dash C plus C H dash C is equal to 0. So now you can eliminate this A, B, C, and finally you will get this determinant f dash C, G dash C, H dash C, second row, third row is equal to 0. ठीक. So this is basically, this is our, from this we can write down this. Fine. With the help of this and this, if you remember this, so A is nothing but this, B, C, D. So that's why इसका और हम इसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. So this is our phi. Fine. So this is the proof. Now the corollary number 1. Or special cases, when gx is x, hx is k. Yani this is a linear function and this is a constant function. K is a constant. Here is x, here is k. Then the above theorem reduces to Lagrange's mean value theorem. कैसे? इसमें अब आप पुट करें. First is f dash c, g dash c according to this will be 1, h dash c will be 0 because hx is k. Then here fa, fb, here ga will be a, gb will be b, and here we have k and k equal to 0. When you open this, you will get f dash c ak minus bk minus, for this you will have kfa minus kfb, and here is 0, so that's why 0 is equal to 0. After simplification we get f dash c is equal to fb minus fa divided by b minus a after simplification. So this is our Lagrange's mean value theorem. Now corollary number 2, when hx is equal to k, that means h is a constant function, there is no restriction on g, they are free, then we have Cauchy mean value theorem. So we get f dash, this column as it is, this column as it is, third column will be 0 k k. So we get, just expand this, so we f dash c into this k into ga minus k into gb, so this minus g dash c, then fa into k, k into gb, fb sorry, is equal to 0. After simplification we get this gb minus ga divided by fb minus fa is equal to g dash c divided by f dash c. आप इसको उल्टा भी कर सकते हैं. So we are getting basically Cauchy mean value theorem. आप इसको ऊपर, इसको नीचे, इसको ऊपर, इसको नीचे करेंगे तो you are getting Cauchy mean value theorem. Fine. So this is the proof of generalized mean value theorem, and then we will take few examples. We will take these examples in the next video. Thank you.